What's up, guys? GP here, back with another episode. Back with the typical opening sequence. That's usually what I say. Today, I'm busting open this Tiger's Blood Delta8 THC pen from Kosher Steel. It says it is made with Bama fans' tears. So clearly, it is a pro LSU product for any of you Louisiana people out there. I just want to see what it's like. To be honest, I need to Google what some of these things mean, because if y'all can see here, it has like a thumbs up right there. It has a 24-hour mark right there. I feel like that means it's probably some type of hybrid, good for any time of the day. It is pretty late at night right now. I'm watching this game. But let's see how it is. As the title said, I've been drinking a little bit. I don't usually drink a whole bunch. I felt today as a Tuesday night would be a decent night to have a little bit during this surprising Hawks blowout. What's up, James? What's up, Cloud Check? So let's bust open this Kosher Seals Tiger Blood and let's see what's happening. Here's what the cart looks like. It has the slight rosy. I like a slight rosy tint to it. Not too clear, typically, just to be safe. It does say it has, let me read the back. It says hemp-derived distillate, terpenes added for flavor. So it doesn't say specifically whether it's hemp-derived or botanical-derived terpenes, yet I tried it was a crumble video I did. I tried their crumble, and it was pretty nice, so figured I'd give it a try. I got the atomizer at 3.1 volts. Not too bad. Sometimes that first coffee hit me. If I take too big of a hit, first one, sorry, I still feel hot. I got out of a hot tub. I took a hot shower. It still feels hot as shit. I thought I cooled down. I'm sitting right under the air vent, so I thought it would be okay, but I'm sure soon here I'll cool down. Sorry if I look kind of wet. What's good, Rob? That's what's up, Cloud Shack. But guys, I have this Tiger's Blood, which it seems like from the packaging, like I said, it seems like a hybrid based off of the markings that are on here. I'm sure on the Kosher Steel Farms website, there's some type of legend, if you will, that'll let you know what each one of those markings means, but I do not know. All I know is that it has Bama fans' tears in it. It is 1 milliliter. And it's like the normal cart. Like all carts are pretty standard now in terms of the ones that you screw in and put into a battery and stuff like that. The taste is like super sweet. It's like if you put a bunch of Skittles in your mouth. I need to turn it up a little bit. I know I need to turn it up a little bit because I feel it getting a little bit sticky at the end of this, and that's my fault, because if it's not heated up high enough, then it'll pull out only like partially vaped oil, and then the top will get sticky and stuff like that. So a good way to stay away from that, guys, is to control the temperature. And if you feel that happening, make sure that you turn it up high enough to where it completely vaporizes the bud. Hell yeah. Who leads the basketball playoffs in scoring? That's what's up, bro. I like disposables. The only issue I really ever have with disposables is not being able to get all of it out of there. A lot of times, and the fact that they're already a half gram, and a lot of times you can't get everything out of there. But overall, disposables are, I mean, they're nice for what they are. But really, Corey, I'm just giving a little review of this Tiger's Blood. I've never really done a review on live before. I figured just to have something to talk about, I'd let you guys know about another product. This isn't sponsored or anything. It was actually just something y'all should see my drawer one day. Maybe one day I'll show you. Y'all should see my drawer of Delta8 and CBD products. Like 3 drawers filled of stuff. So, yeah, Ashley, I agree. For both levels, it can make your chest hurt. Right now, I have it at 3.3 volts. I try to get it as low as it needs to be for the distillate to be completely vaporized, but obviously high enough for it to be vaporized, but low enough to where it doesn't like burn the back of my throat. Because that's a big reason why I don't have a lot of carts or vape a lot of carts and stuff like that, because of how harsh and how much they make my chest hurt. Because a little bit of that pressure in my chest, I don't want it anymore, you know? I agree. And this surprisingly is very fruity, but not that harsh. Y'all have been seeing me hit it. There's no editing in this video. This is live, me hitting it and not coughing. A lot of videos, I'll just take out some of the coughing, and that's not to hide it, but that's literally just because people ain't trying to sit there and watch me cough for 35 seconds. Like, I'll include some of the coughing, and then talk about how harsh it is. But live here, y'all can see that it's not punching me in the chest too much. So maybe these Bama fans' tears are pretty smooth. I was a Bama fan growing up. My family, I'm the sibling that went to Alabama. So this hit close to home. That was a big reason why I picked it up. And when I got products from Kosher Steel and we did the dabs, I never even realized that this product was in there. And I was like, Tiger's Blood, that sounds pretty interesting, and it's a much sweeter taste than I would think for the name Tiger's Blood, but it's pretty nice overall. Then, man, I haven't tried it. I haven't tried that. Third Coach Kennegards, I hope you're doing well as well. On another topic, I can't believe how well Atlanta has been doing against Milwaukee without Trae Young. Maybe it's one of those things like the Rockets with our old team when we had James Harden. It used to be some games we would play better without him because people would like overcompensate and hoop extra because they knew the man was gone, like the superstar. This Tiger Blood is pretty relaxing, though. I'm definitely chilling. What? Did you see that? What? Did y'all just see that? Clint Capella just shot the ball over the backboard on some Michael Jordan shit, for real, for real. Watch this. That's crazy. How is it, Gustavo? And where'd you get it from? James, for pins, for me, they last a while because I don't just chain smoke pins a lot of times. But it would all depend on how fast you think you smoke vape pens. I would say they last about as long as you smoke the Delta 8 pens, maybe a little bit. You might have to hit it a few more times. Yeah, where'd you get it from, though, Gustavo? I don't know if I just asked you that. Corey, I would say I drink beer mostly. I literally went in there and threw together some stuff because I had some rum in there, but I didn't have any drinks and I felt like I could go buy any. That's what's up, Gustavo. But I also haven't drank a lot with Delta 8. That was another reason why I kind of titled this video this, is because obviously a lot with Delta 9 over the years, but Delta 8 can be different for sure. Delta 8 might be something better with drinking because sometimes Delta 9 can calm down drinking effects. Sometimes I swear it can like accelerate them. Like if you were spinning without it, sometimes it can really make you spin. That's crazy though that the Hawks came out here and did their thing like this. I respect it. 2-2, Eastern Conference Finals, no Trae Young. Other guys showed up and hooped. This is what we be talking about. This is why some teams are actually good. Because people have to be able to get hurt and your team still be able to push forward. That's what's up, Aaron Brian. This tastes actually very good, though. It surprised me. This tiger's blood. I'm fucking with it. It's making me kind of hungry, though. I had a little bit of dinner earlier, but I haven't been eating enough yet. Yeah, but Rob the Slav, that's different. That's the number 2 seed, I think. Number 2 seed missing their best player, and the Hawks are number 5 seed missing their best player, and we're talking about best player being MVP versus best player being second, third year player. So I don't give an excuse. The next best player being Chris Middleton, and the next best player being what, Lou Will, John Collins for the Hawks. Like the Bucks should be good. But this happened last year too. Because Giannis not built for this, in my opinion. But we'll see. I don't know what people's infatuation with holding in wax smoke is. I don't know if y'all seen that research, but there's such little correlation with how high you're getting, with how long you're holding smoke in. I think that's a myth that a lot of people need to let go. That if you hold it in a whole bunch of time, it's fun to hold it in and just to test yourself or some shit. But like people need to. I mean, obviously, if you're like if it's something like that, but even if it's something like that, people will be surprised. Like the floor is nice. I grew up sitting on the floor, not out of necessity, but just out of preference. I didn't think I would like having a carpet place, but overall, I actually like having a place that's mostly carpet. I just like being on the floor. The occasional floor nap is necessary, but I've been living on places with fake hardwood and shit like that, like college level dorms for so long and shit. No, but if you keep the floor clean, like the carpet clean at least to sit on and shit, it's pretty nice. That was another thing. When I had carpet in college, y'all know how college be like how 18 to 22-year-olds floors they be nasty as hell, especially if you have any dogs or anything, which we did. Also, I remember, this is random, but I remember living in my college apartment and the owner was like redoing our dorm, not our dorm, but our apartment. And they came in, like the head manager of the complex, and they saw weed on the counter. He saw weed on the counter, and he's about to fine me and do all this other like crazy shit. And that was the day I realized, to people who don't smoke weed, like all amounts of weed seem like a lot of weed. He's like, you had so much on the counter. Mind you, I was so poor back then. No way I had more than like a quarter on the counter, on the table. But that was the day I was like, oh, he doesn't know what weed looks like, so he thinks any amount's a lot. It's like, to me, like any amount of heroin would be a lot. But I guess to somebody who does a lot of heroin, it'd be like, oh, that's not a lot of heroin, bro. That's just a little bit, you know? Random thought. Jubex, I have too many college stories. I don't know how many I even want to tell to encourage the activity that I was doing in college, you know? Because the stuff we were doing in college was, I mean, looking back, mostly illegal. At the time, I just thought of it as fun, you know? But overall, mostly illegal. Because for some reason, illegal should be fun. 8.6 out of 10 story, I'm dead. I'm glad it was decently amusing. It was literally, we went outside to play basketball. We come back in. He's standing in our apartment looking at me like, why'd you have all this weed out like this? This is against the law and all this shit. I'm sitting here. This dude really don't know what weed looks like. Because if he did, he would know I'm just a broke college kid with a little bit of weed. And that was probably like between 3 or 4 of us. College kids get treated like shit. Because we don't be knowing shit, and then we expected to live like adults, but we don't know shit. Damn, he's gonna be Mass Capella. Damn. College story. Never trust if you're about to go to college, which you shouldn't be watching this because that means you're probably under 18. But if you're 18 or 19 or whatever, you're about to go to college, never trust a friend that says that you can stay at their friend's house. Ever. Never trust that, because first off, when kids go from high school to college, their relationships change. So when they say they were friends in high school, maybe even middle school. And now they've DM'd each other. Y'all know how it be when you reconnect when you're in college and stuff like that. And so they barely know those people a lot of times, much less for you to trust to stay there. So to give y'all context, we'll go on college trips every now and then. My first year, I lived in Ohio, and we would go to this place called Ohio University up in Athens, Ohio. And for anybody from Texas, it's like a Texas State. It's like Texas State in Texas. It's like a college town, easy to get into, pretty mid-sized college. That's just like it's just another college. And so we would go there because they'd have like big party nights, and they'd have huge block party for Halloween and stuff like that. And my friend's like, yeah, come on. My friend from college, they said we could crash in their dorm. It should have been a red flag for me at that point, but I'm 18. I've been in the dorms myself for maybe 3-4 months. And I'm like, all right, I'll go. And it's like 45 minutes away. So at the end of the day, I'm like, if we had to get back, I'm sure we could. And so as we're driving, of course, it's like a college 45 minutes away. So, you know, when people tell you something's 45 minutes away and they're young and they drive like 85, 90 miles an hour, it's really like an hour 15 away, hour 20 away, but they say 45. That's kind of how Athens was from my school. And so once we're driving, I'm like, all right, it's a little bit further. We probably can make it back tonight. That's mess up number one. We get there. From the beginning of the night, we never saw the kid that we were supposed to stay with. Evidently, I think he got so blackout before we got there that he was never able to meet us. And so we're wandering the streets of this block party looking for this kid's friend that's probably blackout in the alley in Athens somewhere. And none of us had ever been to Athens before. All of us too drunk to drive already. All of us underage. So we're stumbling around Athens, and we get there late because I remember that day we had a football game. So we had played a full football game, lost, and then made our way all the way to Athens for this block party. And it was a huge Halloween block party. And it's already midnight at this point, and we don't have anywhere to stay. So as we're walking around, we're just walking around the college campus, doing nothing. You know, bored, don't know anybody. don't have any money to spend to go into places, under 21. So like just learning all these hard lessons of being an adult under 21 when you want to do stuff, and a male, because a lot of women can get into places under 21 just off the merits of being a woman. But when it comes to a man, like it's tough to like just get into parties and get it. So I'm walking around in the streets doing nothing with these people I barely know because I've gone to college with them 3 months, looking for people that we don't know, that I don't know at all. And so my friend's hitting up people that he knows that go to college there and stuff like that, and asking if we can get in. And of course, like any other festival, all those people have been hounded by all their other friends from Ohio and Ohio State and Bowling Green, Akron, and all these other colleges, and they all are like booked up, like their floor is taken up. So one friend, this is like, all right, and it's like at this point 3 a.m. I'm falling asleep on a park bench outside of a dorm. Security's like riding by, but it's like been a huge block party, so I'm the least of their worries, a drunk kid on a bench. I'm just like, bro, I think we should just sleep on this bench. And he was like, no, I think somebody's gonna come get us. And out of nowhere, like an angel, one random kid that to this day I don't know who he is, comes out, gets us. We walk inside, and no pillow, no blanket, no nothing. I don't even think I came with a jacket. I think I just curl up and go to sleep on like a concrete floor. And the next morning, we sober up some. I'm like, bro, get me the fuck out of here. And don't ever tell me to go anywhere with you again. And I probably did like 3 trips like that in my freshman year alone. Because I kept trusting kids. I kept wanting to go new places. I'm in a whole new state, don't know anybody. I think out of the 5 trips I probably took in Ohio, 1 was successful. Because people always would say they had somewhere to stay, but they have somewhere to stay. I don't have anywhere to stay. I guess that was a lesson I learned the hard way. Because I went to Tech and took like probably like 8 trips, and I never made that mistake. I always had my own place to stay. Coco's too. I think you can. Jared, it don't even have to be a hot woman. Like at Texas Tech, like women could just get into the club for free or parties for free. That's just the system. It wasn't even like a hot or ugly or anything like that. It's just how it was. Jumex, you want to say don't trust anyone, but when you're an 18-year-old kid all the way across the country, never met anyone in the entire state or 4 states around you, you have no choice but to trust a few people. Because we all need people. Yeah, so I was just making friends, had teammates. I was playing football out there and stuff, and I just wanted to see some new places. But people always were bailing, or people like. But then, as I grew up as a college kid, I realized like those kids, there's so strict dorm rules and stuff out there. Like dorms will be like no visitors, no women, no men. And then you get there, you figure that out, and now you just have no place to stay. You have no money, You're 18, you can't even book anything. Yeah, Coco, it's nice. Let's go to Scott. Thanks so much, Mark. Lou, first career playoff start for you. Only 1 turnover. How did you prepare for this game, and when did you know you would be starting? He looks just like P. That's crazy. Ty, I haven't mixed it with acid before. Only mushrooms. Yeah, Ty, I was watching the playoffs. Lou Will just a continual bucket, you know. Just a continual bucket. When any team needs Lou Will to hoop, he hoops, and it's that simple. And the straps, Giannis always goes out sad, but he's a sad player. What can I say? I could not have made the league. No way. Not in football. There was a couple sports that I would have to have been like keen enough at a young age to really latch on to if I wanted to. But football was not that sport. You have to be like extremely naturally aggressive to play football. A higher level of aggression that, if I am honest with myself, that I have. I could have played at a higher level of college than I did probably, but professional football players are insane people. No, Jared, this is the Kosher Steel Tiger's Blood Delta8. It says it has Bama fans' tears in it. And I was saying earlier, I did a review at the beginning of the episode, or at the beginning of this live stream, and I was telling about how sweet it was. It's like Skittles sweet. Like the best thing I could think of is putting multiple Skittles in your mouth, like putting all the flavors of Skittles in your mouth on time. Like, it's just super sweet. But guys, that is about the end of the episode. Been kind of a long day. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Jared honestly doesn't specify. I also brought that up. Hemp-derived distillate, and it says terpenes added for flavor. So it doesn't specify whether it's hemp-derived or I have to ask them about that and see what they say. I'll definitely send them this video, and I'm sure they'll let me know. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me.